Hey everybody, it's the Coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks as they match up with Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, LEVI'S Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside LEVI'S Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And Charles, we've got two NFC West teams here. Your assessment of the state of the division coming into 2019, is it the Rams to lose?
We saw the changing of the guard with the Rams taking over from Seattle a couple of seasons ago. But Seattle got back in the game pretty fast, didn't they? You remember preseason last year? It was doom and gloom. They ended up in the playoffs. Arizona, they're kind of hitting the reset button. It's San Francisco to keep your eye on. With good health, good drafts, they could be the team that can really contend.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
Russell Wilson, he's going to guide the Seattle Seahawks offense as they come out onto the field here. A 6-2 record at the halfway point of their season, and Russell Wilson has just been phenomenal. 17 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He had 2 touchdown passes and no picks in the last win over Atlanta. In fact, Charles, you know, he's just the second guy to have numbers like that at the halfway point in NFL history. The other guy really, Drew Brees.
Yeah, and that just tells you about how Russell Wilson continues to evolve and improve as a quarterback. Remember when everyone just called him a game manager when he was handing the ball off and Seattle was just running over people? Eventually, the offense started running through him. They've gotten back to better balance running it. But the end of ball games, you turn to number 3 and let him work his magic. He has been phenomenal.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Green 80. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go, dude.
Here's Carson. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson. Steps away. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Decline 90. Check. Watch 54. Wrap.
first down. Carson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On second down, it's Carson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Throwing is Wilson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Good job.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. So third and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Now it's Wilson. This is caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be fourth and goal. That catch certainly easier than the one Tyler Lockett made in the back left corner of the end zone in the Thursday night win over the Rams in Week 5. My goodness, that was incredible. In fact, the advanced metrics called it the most improbable catch in the NFL in the last 2 years. And if for some reason you missed it, look it up. Pretty impressive. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on fourth down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. 49ers taking the field. Jimmy Garoppolo, there he is. Has his team off to a 7-0 start. Week 8 thumping of the Panthers, 51-13. Now, Garoppolo's numbers weren't big in that game, but they didn't have to be because they had the big lead. He threw for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, what he has going for him is a heck of a run game. Almost doesn't matter who's carrying the ball. I know Matt Breida hurt an ankle in this ball game, but Tevin Coleman, the acquisition from Atlanta in the offseason, he's a big get, and they run the football very effectively, and the defense makes a lot of things stand up. So he hasn't had to put up the big numbers. That's going to be the next test for him. If he gets into a game where it has to be a shootout, is Jimmy Garoppolo up to the task? Many think that he is.
They did pick up Emmanuel Sanders to try to help out the passing game, and he scored in his debut in that victory over Carolina. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. By the way, the final Sunday in October every year is called National Tight End Day, and for George Kittle, He had a pretty good national tight end day in Week 8. 6 catches, 86 yards. Also got to meet his boyhood hero who was at the game, and that's Brett Favre. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. What a Week 8 Tevin Coleman had. 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 receiving. And how about this? He's the first 49er since somebody named Jerry Rice in 1993 to score 4 times in one game. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. He's got it at the 15. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 48 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. Gold with the extra point. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Seahawks coming back out here on offense, and, you know, with that 6-2 record, what people may not realize is they're 4-0 on the road this year.
Hold on a second. They've lost their 2 games at home.
I know you think about them being so strong at home, but 4-0 on the road after the win in Atlanta. And not only that, they've scored 27 or more points in all 4 of those road games. I feel like it's almost a quiet 6-2 with the attention being paid to the Niners, the Saints, the Packers, you know, in the NFC.
It is a quiet 6-2, and part of that, the Saints went to Seattle and beat them. So that's one reason. The other, as you noted, the other teams with those quarterbacks and the quarterback, situation in New Orleans with Bridgewater stepping in for Breeze, and just the Niners are such an incredible story considering where they've been in recent years. You're right, it's a quiet 6-2, but I think Seattle enjoys that because the second half of their schedule really toughens up, and a lot of attention will be paid to them then.
Yeah, Week 10 they will be at San Fran. That's going to be a huge game, but first home for Tampa Bay. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
They run the counter. Carson, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it, ends up getting the ball stripped.
San Francisco coming back out here offensively, and it gives us a chance to revisit that 7-0 start that they've had. Maybe their most impressive of the 7 wins was this past week 8, 51-13, as we talked about earlier, over Carolina. I just don't know, you look at this division, and it's a very good division, but I don't know that anybody can keep pace with San Francisco.
And I know that we look at them on the defensive side, and rightly so, as one of the dominant teams in the league. They've proven that. But their offense, head coach Kyle Shanahan, he is terrific as a play caller and play designer. They put up the most points in one game since December of 1993 against Carolina. Tevin Coleman goes for 4 touchdowns. I know he had 3 of them in the first half. Now they go to Arizona on Halloween night, a Thursday night game. Then 3 home games. Seattle, Arizona again, and then a huge game with Green Bay coming to town.
Yeah, so we're going to get a lot of things sorted out in that division in the next few weeks. It's caught by Sanders. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 12 yards there and a first down.
Complete to Emmanuel Sanders. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here we go. 180! 54, line 54. We own them.
They'll try to run with Breida. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They come out here in the I. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. On second down, it's Coleman. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive, 4 plays. And Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Well, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. The 49ers have Richie James back deep. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. They'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards, first down Niners. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season, really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Garoppolo looks to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Check down to Breida. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
On is the rookie 4th-rounder Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Breida to get the third quarter started. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run again with Breida. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Let's go, V, let's go.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They gonna need some therapy after this. Check 37, check 37.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
That throw good for 4. It's second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
Here we go.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On second down, a run with Breida. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. From the gun on third, Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Garoppolo, the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. On first down, here's Breida. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check 15.
On second down now, it's Coleman. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Here we go. 180. Check. Watch 54. Big stop, D. Big stop.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 17 yards out, and the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now Gold for the extra point. And it's 21-3. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
Right 54. Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
They run again with Carson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Now it's Lockett. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And Dixon has it. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
You got nothing to run.
Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Right there, 54 miles. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson completes it to Dixon. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And that'll be caught by the tight end. It's Ed Dixon with a Seahawk touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it makes the score 21-10. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here we go. 180! Mike 54. Who that? Switch.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Torlolo. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 yards, first down, Niners.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies.
Here we go. 180! Mike 54. Watch the pass.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the Seahawk defense. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
2 running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Breida. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So Wilson and the Seahawks down by 2 touchdowns. 1:47 on the clock. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out.
Check 56. I'm coming.
Now Wilson on first down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
4 yards the pickup, first down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really like.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. There to get a hand in and knock that one away, DJ Reed. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple, and that's exactly why they trail.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Check. Watch 54. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Chris Carson, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Check.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
All day, every day, any day.
Wilson will throw again. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Here we go. Stay with your man. Stay hot.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.